Trapmore gang, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the tragic passing of one of Memphis's most promising rappers, Big Scarr. He passed away in December of 2022. He was one of the Memphis rappers that I've always enjoyed, got a lot of his songs on my playlist, and he has a really interesting story, and I've never actually touched on him in the past until now. So I've wanted to make this video for a little while, and I'm going to be breaking you down kind of all of the backstory about his life, his passing, and also some interesting little details. For example, did you know? You may know, you may not know. Okay, he was actually the cousin of fellow Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. All right, and interestingly enough, just in case you were wondering, at the time of recording this video, Pooh Shiesty's banger of a song, FDO, First Day Out, is currently charting at number 53 on the Billboard 100. And this is the highest charting rap song on the Billboard 100, okay? The rap music is down bad right now, and Pooh Shiesty is currently the most popping rapper in the industry. You might not have known that, you might not have realized that. The song peaked at 22, but right now, rap music is so horrendously down bad, but Pooh Shiesty is the only person carrying the flag. So it's only right, okay, that we show some love, we show some history to his cuzzo, all right, Big Scarr, one of the most legendary rappers of the Memphis history, and somebody who really, if he was here today, he might have been running the rap game just like, if not even better than Pooh Shiesty is, man. So Scarr would basically explain his early life, that he grew up on the south side of Memphis with his grandmother, who actually raised him until he was about 13 years old. Check out this interview.
My grandma.
Nah, for real.
Swear to God.
Oh, she's gone?
My grandma died when I was 13 from on stage for lung cancer.
Damn.
That was my baby, raised me from birth to 13. And like, I'm finna tell y'all something crazy. When I was younger, my prayer to God always used to be, please don't let my grandma leave me until I'm like 21. Yeah. Nah, don't let her leave me until I'm like 21 or 22 so I'll be able to take it. Not saying it in a good way, but it's good it happened then, because right now, with the mindset of all this going on, she would have left.
You would have been able to take it.
But by it happening then, by it happening then, it made me stronger. And I know how to deal with certain situations. It helped me deal with certain situations, bro.
So just like Youngboy, man, he's his grandma's baby, all right? And his grandmother had an instrumental effect on his life. She passed away at 13. But that was a very important time in his life. Now, after her passing, okay, Scarr would end up moving in with his father, who was already deep in the streets. And actually, that's who ended up teaching him exactly how to move in the treacherous Memphis streets.
You think you moved different and you wiser because of your relationship with your pops? I done seen plenty clips saying that you said that was your best friend.
For sure. For shit show, this one wise. Him and my grandma and my mama. They taught me a lot. Like, I sit back, I have a conversation with my pops. He'll tell me some shit, this shit go out. This shit go straight out the other. But soon I hit that door, that same shit he said was gonna happen, this shit replay and happen. So I be like, damn. So I start listening to him. We'll sit down, we bonded close. Cause I'm like, why would I not listen to a nigga that did the shit I'm trying to do?
And they care about you.
And they care.
Yeah.
So his father taught him how to move in the streets. Now, he would explain his gang ties in the Off the Porch interview that he did. And he would reveal that he actually jumped off the porch, getting involved in the streets at just the age of 15, just 2 years after his grandmother's passing. And the gang that he would align himself with in Memphis would be that purple rag rocking crew that started in Los Angeles, made their way to Memphis and a few other places in America, the Grape Street Crips.
At what age would you say you jumped off the porch in South Memphis?
I jumped out the porch at 15. I jumped out at age 15. I joined my first gang, Grape Street. I'm Grape Street Crip. I joined first gang at 15, jumped out the porch at 15. I did I don't think it ain't nothing I ain't did in the street. I done got everything I can get out the street. I don't even want no part. I'm strictly rapping.
What would you say is one of the biggest life lessons?
So he said he done got everything he ever wanted out of the streets, okay? He got deep in the streets with the Grape Street Crips. And basically, once he got involved with the Crips, once his cripping begun, okay, he got knee-deep in it very quickly. He and his friends started stealing cars, messing around, doing a little GTA. This actually led to a serious crash in 2016 when Scarr was just 16 years old. And he got serious injury and a big scar, and that's actually how he got his name. And if you haven't seen a picture, he got a big-ass scar on his front.
Talk to us about this car accident you were in when you were 16.
Yeah. So back in Memphis, I think we still number one for stealing cars. We had, I don't know why. It was just this trend. It was just a trend. We were going wild with stealing cars. And like, I was in a stolen car. My brother and them, Bonbon and Fees, one that did that. My best friend, I called him my brother. Man, we in the car. It's us and some females. I know the first minute gone, so it's us and some bitches. We slide. We coming down. Chevy drive, I'm driving. We coming down Chevy drive. I don't think I remember it coming up through the light. You know, like how the light turned yellow. You try to go and beat it. The other light was doing the same exact thing I was doing, but it was turning like through the intersection. I'm coming through, and I don't think I remember them motherfuckers hitting and me looking sideways and seeing some 18-wheelers and shit. And waking up in the ambulance, they put my clothes on.
Oh, shit.
My face was fucked off. I don't remember nothing. I ain't remember nothing then, but it came back to me after a while.
You went through the windshield?
I flew through the windshield. See, after a while I woke up, I thought about it. I remember somebody holding me down on the hood of the car. My face was burning. That's how I got these marks on my face. My face was burning real bad on the hood of the car.
It was a serious incident, man. So it was in that incident, okay, that he got scars on his face. And then it would later on be in a shooting when he would get like this huge scar on the front of his body. And we're going to see that in a minute, okay? But before we get to that, all right, in his early years, Scarr was seen repping some of the most notorious crews in Memphis. Obviously, he's got these affiliations to the Grape Street Crips, but he was also seen repping the Double R gang that later ended up getting aligned with Young Dolph as well as Pooh Shiesty's Chopper gang.
I'm over here, man. Shit, chopper. Roll out the edge, man.
It's the beam. I'm thinking somebody done threw.
Yeah, and you know what's going on, chopper gang, bitch. Yeah, because of OG.
Smoking fatties out here.
Yeah.
Double R gang, man. Chopper gang shit, man. I didn't even know what's going on, man.
I just point the gun like that. Why you let me do that? I'm here with Why you let me do that? Nigga better treat me like the Pope. I swear to God.
So look, I believe over there, right, they're allowed to have them straps like that. But as time went on, okay, he would begin to make his name in the rap game, all right? And interestingly enough, it would be his cousin Pooh Shiesty that actually put Scarr on the phone with Gucci Mane once he started getting into the rap business from the streets. And that's when he ended up signing to 1017 Records with the legendary Gucci Mane.
I don't know where I got into it with Wop because of Shiesty and my cousin. And like Wop, I was with Shiesty one night. We spent like the studio and he dropped me out the next morning at the house. And when he was pulling out, Wop called him like, what you got going? He like, shit, just drop Scarr. He like, what Scarr? Big Scarr? He like, yeah. He like, turn around, go get Scarr the phone. He came back in there, gave me, I seen him on the phone, Wop. I'm just thinking they just talking about they bidding or whatever. So he like, huh, Wop want to talk to you? I'm like, shit, you want to talk to me? I grabbed the phone. He like, we get chopping up talking about the bidding or whatever. He like, shit, you can go to the A, get your jewelry right now. I was shot up like a motherfucker. I hopped in the shower, went straight to the A. I had to wrap myself, put my bandages on. All this shit. I made it happen. It was hard, but I made it happen.
So he went straight to Atlanta when he got the call from Gucci Mane. He said, come through, I got a chain for you, you about to sign. Now, unfortunately, a few months after that incident or that phone call, okay, he would later be involved in a very serious shooting incident that actually resulted in Pooh Shiesty's arrest, and he would appear in this footage, right?
Team's Sheldon Fox is live in Bay Harbor Islands with this exclusive. Sheldon.
Famous rapper Belky's exotic cars, picturesque island community in South Florida. It's got all you need to shoot a music video, right? Except this was no music video. This was the real thing, and there were shots all right, but shots that put two in the hospital.
So apparently Big Scarr is the shirtless man who actually was there when Pooh Shiesty allegedly popped a man, all right? And this was just ridiculous that this went down, okay? They were apparently getting some weed and some sneakers, and Pooh Shiesty just ended up opening fire, and Big Scarr was right there.
Broad daylight bullets, 2 hit, over $500,000 in exotic cars. All of it on surveillance video obtained exclusively by 7 News from October in ultra-quiet Bay Harbor Islands.
All right, let's be careful.
What happened? Artist Pooh Shiesty, except unlike this clip, what happened here was no music video. The footage shows a McLaren sports car Mercedes Maybach and another Mercedes pull into this East Bay Harbor Drive condo parking lot. Men from the vehicles eventually get out and meet, and then this. The man in the white shirt has a pistol. The man in the black sweatshirt has a longer gun, and at about the same time, they begin firing before retreating back to the Maybach. The fancy getaway cars speed off, and one of two victims then hobbles to the car.
Skyforce 836.
The victims ended up at Aventura Hospital with injuries. But back to the scene for a moment. Police say the famous rapper was in that McLaren.
If I shoot my gun 300 shots.
Part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the shots flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands, and days before an arrest. The town of Bay Harbor Islands says you're wanted for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. He's also charged with armed robbery. Bay Harbor Police names one other for aggravated battery in their affidavit, saying the two left the state in a private jet. Police also using these Instagram photos, showing Shiesty with an assault-style rifle and cash as part of their case. They say the shooting came as one of the victims tried selling high-end sneakers and marijuana. Who they got the
Yeah, that was an embarrassing situation. Anyway, as time went on, Big Scarr, despite, you know, him and his cousin getting in a little bit of trouble, okay, mainly Pooh Shiesty getting in trouble, really, he would continue his rising career, okay? He had a lot of good songs and collaborations. This track, So Icy Boys 2, was one of my favorite Big Scarr tracks. It's got 80 million views on it today. He was absolutely popping. Another song that was going absolutely crazy in these streets, okay? I Would Keep Going. This was another big anthem, all right? Doing his thing. And basically, this got 41 million views. He had a lot of songs. See Gucci Mane commenting, let's go. All right, his career was going from strength to strength. Now, unfortunately, in the streets of Memphis, things were still getting treacherous. And some of the people that had been at least close to him or supporting him on his come up, unfortunately, didn't end up suffering the best fates. Following the death of young Dolph, Big Scarr would publicly speak about how the loss of Dolph affected him. And basically, you know, the good that Dolph had actually done for him in his career and his come up.
In my research, I seen that Dolph was influential in your career.
Dude, my brother. Yeah, this shit hurt me.
Yeah, I think it hurt everybody, man. Even when I see like a clip of him, I just get this feeling like, dang.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. This shit's so bad. I was just in the city. I was just ran down airways just looking at it. Cause I ain't even go to bro front or none of this shit. Like how this shit rolled off on me. This shit crazy. I hate this shit. I know what he was finna do next. He was finna do some real big shit. Like niggas really hated him, bro, on what he was doing. He was a guilt. He don't put food in my stomach, clothes on my bed, shoes on my feet. So like, he really was a big inspiration.
Even though you just did, if you don't have another one, it's fine. Can you tell us maybe a funny moment or a good moment you had with him?
Every time he be like, Skizar, I don't care what. He can be all in the back of the room, you see me, Skizar. Yeah. What you doing, bro? And like, before I ain't signed my contract with the label and shit, he was just like, you can do this shit, bro. You a street nigga, you can do it. You got the mentality for it. You can do it. Try it.
So shout out to Young Dolph, man. Young Dolph really believed in Big Scarr, and Big Scarr was really taking his career and his business to the height of the heights, okay? In the months that led up to Young Dolph's tragic passing away, well, murder, behind the scenes, okay, he was having success. He was doing his thing. He was rising up. One of the biggest things he did, he made it onto the XXL freshman list, and he even performed a freestyle as part of that inclusion on that list. You know, he was on the 2022 list, and he was showcasing his talent for the world to see. This is a very, very good look, all right? It's like, it's just tragic to see somebody just having so much success and then for it to all come crashing down, because behind the scenes, it seemed like there were signs that the drugs were taking over. He was dealing with a lot of trauma, a lot of pain. You know, he'd had physical injuries. You know, he'd been in that horrendous crash. That's probably led to literal and physical and metaphorical mental trauma. You know, he was injured in a serious shooting. You know, that's how he ended up getting this big ass scar actually on his stomach as well. And, you know, he was clearly dealing with some difficult situations, and a lot of people felt like behind the scenes, he was getting a little bit too deep into the, you know, into the substances, and was maybe numbing some of his pain with certain drugs.
Catch you next time. Peace.
clearly he was a little bit too deep in the drugs, and, you know, he was nodding off. I don't know whether it was, you know, there's talk of pills, lean prescriptions, and unfortunately, eventually, he would end up passing away. He was only 22 years old when he passed on, and apparently it was the drugs that ended up taking his life.
We are following more breaking news tonight. This is about a Memphis rapper connected to young Dolph. Rapper Big Scarr has died. This is what was posted by rapper Gucci Mane on his Instagram page. It shows a picture of Big Scarr along with the caption that reads, "This hurts. I'm going to miss you." We are hearing the rapper died today. He was signed to Gucci Mane's label. Right now, we are working to learn how he died. Big Scarr was about to go on tour with Key Glock next year. He was just 22 years old.
So he was only 22, and it would later be reported that his death was actually the result of an accidental overdose on prescription drugs, okay? Basically, it was a fatal prescription pain medication that he overdosed on. His uncle Arthur Woods would basically tell TMZ that that's what happened. He overdosed on prescription pills at his girlfriend's house. His uncle didn't know when his nephew got the meds, but he was prescribed them. He had apparently faced several traumatic experiences in his life, including being shot and suffering that serious car accident where he got scars in both of those injuries, and that's where he got his name from. The rapper got his stage name from a car accident when he was 16. It left a big scar on his body when he was thrown through the windshield, and he got hit in a 2020 shooting where he was struck by a bullet that traveled up his spine. He needed surgery to remove his appendix. I've had my appendix out. That shit was no joke. All right, but I didn't get a big scar. I got a small scar. Anyway, the uncle said that Big Scarr had battled depression and basically talked about the death of his grandmother being something that he took very, very hard. So the prescription drugs kind of, you know, fell under that category. Really, really sad that that's how he ended up going out. And, you know, rest in peace to Big Scarr, man. That's an artist that I really enjoy. I enjoy a lot of his music. A lot of his stuff's on my playlist. And I'll be listening to Big Scarr like crazy, man. This guy, he really just had like, he had just this crazy flow. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like this very laid back, lazy flow. But he just always just attacked the beat with this precision. Like the way that he rode them Memphis beats with his flow and his drawl and like the jewelry hanging, like you could hear it on the microphone. He just had a different kind of sauce, man. And it was just so sad to see how his story ended up going, man. So rest in peace to Big Scarr. It was the anniversary of his death like a couple of weeks ago, and I've been meaning to make this video, but I didn't get time to do it before Christmas. But I wanted to just, you know, put this out there and let people know, man, let's keep his name alive. Rest in peace to Big Scarr, man. Legendary Memphis rapper, somebody that I've been a huge fan of for years, man. So hope you found that breakdown interesting, man. I'll be back tomorrow with some new videos. I'm going to switch things up, so stay tuned. We're going to have some very new, some very different topics. I've got like one more video. I'm not going to record it today. I'm going to do it tomorrow, and then we're going to get onto a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm very excited, and thank you so much for rocking with me. It's been a pleasure to keep delivering new content, and the things that I'm loading this year are going to be very, very different, so stay tuned. I'm still in the early stages, but I'm cooking up some good stuff for the main channel. For this channel, who knows? All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Rest in peace, Big Scarr, man. Peace.